Speaking Task 1. You will be asked a question about a familiar topic. You will then have 15 seconds to prepare your response, and 45 seconds to speak.
Do you prefer starting your day early or waking up late? Justify why using specific reasons.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep. Speaking Task 2. You will read a short paragraph and then listen to a conversation between two people. You will have 50 seconds to read the paragraph. After, you will get a question about what you read and heard. You will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. You have 50 seconds to read. Start reading after the beep. Now listen to the conversation between two people.
Jim, you're in the choir, right? What do you think about what they're doing next year? This article.
I really like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, the new director's right that it will motivate us.
How's that?
Well, some of the other schools are really good, so we'll really have to work hard to go up against them.
Yeah.
I mean, right now we don't rehearse more than once a week, but if we know we'd be competing with other schools, we probably rehearse more often and improve our singing a lot.
That's true. The more you practice, the better you get. So, what about what the article said about how this will help the program?
I hope it works. Right now, our program is pretty small, but we have some really talented people, and it would be great to attract even more people.
So, how will this plan help?
Well, if we go to these off-campus events and other people hear us and think we're really good, we might be able to get some new students interested in coming to this university, to be a part of our music program and perform in our choir concerts.
You're right. I hadn't really thought about that.
The man expresses his opinion about the change described in the article. Briefly summarize the change. Then state his opinion about the change and explain the reasons he gives for holding that opinion.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep. Speaking Task 3. You will read a short paragraph about an academic topic, then listen to a lecture about it. You will have 50 seconds to read the paragraph. After, you will get a question about what you read and heard. You will have 30 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. You have 50 seconds to read. Start reading after the beep. Now listen to the lecture.
Let's compare the US and Japan as an example to illustrate the workings of the cultural dimensions theory. If we consider the dimension of individualism versus collectivism, the USA ranks high on individualism, which implies a society where ties between individuals are loose and everyone is expected to look after themselves and their immediate family. In contrast, Japan leans more towards collectivism, where people are integrated into strong, cohesive in-groups from an early age, with the expectation to protect group members in exchange for loyalty. On the dimension of uncertainty avoidance, Japan scores high, which means it's a society that maintains rigorous codes of belief and behavior and doesn't tolerate unorthodox ideas and behaviors. Unlike the US, where there is a greater degree of acceptance for new ideas and innovative products. Company meetings in Japan, for instance, are often taken as information-sharing sessions rather than decision-making platforms, because decisions are often made before the meeting. It's about maintaining harmony within the group, one of the main characteristics of a high uncertainty avoidance society.
Explain how the concept of cultural dimensions theory is illustrated by comparing the cultural dimensions of the US and Japan.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep. You will listen to a lecture about an academic topic. After, you will get a question about what you heard. You will have 20 seconds to prepare your response and then 60 seconds to give it. Now listen to the lecture.
Today, we will be discussing the concept of social stratification, which is a system in society that ranks categories of people in a hierarchy. Social stratification is a trait of society and persists over generations. It involves inequality as well as beliefs. There are two main perspectives of understanding social stratification. Firstly, we have the functionalist perspective, which argues that social inequality is necessary for the smooth functioning of a society. They believe that the different social classes reflect the existence of a meritocracy where an individual's skills and talents, not their social standing, determine their position in society. The most skilled and talented individuals are rewarded with the most wealth and power in society. This system provides incentives for people to strive for prestigious jobs and contributes to the overall equilibrium of the society. Secondly, we have the conflict perspective, which views social stratification as the outcome of power struggles between different social groups or classes. The wealthier classes use their power to exploit those in lower classes, maintaining their wealth and power at the expense of others. Conflict theorists argue that this system is not fair or just, and that it ultimately leads to social instability and upheaval.
What are the two perspectives of understanding social stratification discussed in the lecture? Include key details about each perspective.
Prepare your response after the beep. Start speaking after the beep.